From getting 3 sales to getting an interesting trade offer and finally landing a jackpot on an item more valuable than gold. Welcome to episode 13 of flipping PCs until I move out. Last year I failed to make $20,000, but that doesn't mean the goal stops there. 20,000 by mid 2026. Let's go. Starting off with the pot of gold I found in my room. So right here behind me, I have a bunch of RAM kits, and these are kits that I've kind of piled up over years of PC flipping, and then I always just kept them in this little box. But now, since RAM prices are literally through the roof, I think now is the time to sell them. I kind of picked out the ones I wanted to keep, and these I'm gonna test them out and then make sure they're running, and then I'm gonna try to list them on eBay, see how that goes. And so I spent the first few days testing the sticks, but in the meantime I had to fix a problem. You see, I turned on a computer that I put away for a week or so, and it gave me this weird message: couldn't connect to the network, keep your device on and we'll look for a solution again in 30 minutes. Bro, never once did it ever do this when I used it, or when I was testing it and I was about to give it back to the guy, like at all. If I have to take a guess, I'm guessing it's a software thing, because I tested this thing so thoroughly the day I got it back from him, and even 2 days after I kept trying and literally nothing happened. But then after like a week or so, I'm restarting the PC and it's giving me some errors, and then it's telling me it's trying to connect to the internet to find a fix or something. I don't know. You see, in the last episode, someone bought a computer from me, but he experienced issues along the way, and after taking it back and testing it for like 2 days, it was fine. In fact, I was so sure it was okay that I was getting ready to hand the computer back to him, but that ended in bad terms anyway. But now the problem was on me, and my suspicions were right, because after wiping the system clean from the customer's files, windows, and everything else it had, it ran perfectly. And I'm not saying this loosey-goosey, because I tested the system consecutively for 4 days, and I even tried powering it on after like a week or so to make sure that weird message didn't show up again. I know I told you guys that I spent a long time testing the RAM sticks. The first day was by far the busiest, because in this RAM testing arc, like it's an anime or something, I got a trade offer that wasn't one of these. Or in other words, a crappy trade offer. I'm in the middle of testing this mini PC with a bunch of different RAM sticks, as I was telling you guys. And then I'm also testing out this monster PC, right? Now I'm trying to do this both at the same time. But in between all of this, I got a random message from a guy that was trying to trade his PC in for mine. And that would be this baby right here. So this is one with a 14700K into the 9070 XT. And what he offered is pretty insane, but we'll see how it goes and I'll try to record. Okay, I won't leave you guys on the hook here. He offered me a computer with a 9700X and an RTX 5070. And I think that's a great deal, since I had mine listed for like 1600 with these specs. So I was hoping with a little bit of elbow grease, I could get even more. And so I packed up the PC, the boxes, and finally headed over. And usually I don't like recording in other people's houses, you know, it's their place, not mine. But I did get this little clip after asking for permission. As you can see, we ran stress tests on my computer, and of course we tested his while we were at it. As far as the other PC, I didn't tell you guys, did I? Well, he offered me this piece of junk and I didn't spend any more than 5 minutes testing it. Like, what can it be worth? A can of Coke and some gum? I just made sure it turned on. But anyways, I paid him his money and packed them up. All right, so this is a setup. This is how I'm gonna take him home. As you can see, we put this seat all the way back so his computer doesn't move side to side or anything. And it's kind of the same method over there, except over here I scooted up the seat. That way the computer doesn't move, but there's always a chance something breaks. And so I drove back to my 5-story penthouse, but I still had to finish some errands with these dang RAM kits, bro. Thankfully, after a couple days, I finally got through the annoying RAM testing arc. Alright, it has been a couple days since I first started testing the RAM kits, because it actually takes a lot longer than you'd think when you're testing them. Around 2 hours each kit or whatever stick you're testing out. As you can see, we have DDR4 right here. We have DDR5 right here. Some are already in the packet ready for shipping. And this is the last kit I'm testing. Now, these are the unfortunately bad kits right here. As you can see, I marked them with the X right there, and yeah, these all turned out pretty bad. But yeah, nevertheless, I did find a surprise. So one of the kits that I thought was 16 was actually 32. I just didn't read the tag right. And then another one that I thought was like 64 gigabytes for 4 sticks, it ended up being like 128 gigabytes for the whole kit. So yeah, we're gonna make a lot more money with that. Yeah, we're finally done with this very intensive process. And even though it took forever to test all of these kits out, I've only listed like 4 up for sale, and I've been procrastinating with the rest of them. The good news is, out of the 4 I did list, they literally all sold, including the 128 gigabyte of DDR5. But this listing right here is slowly making me regret my decision. Like, if I would have waited a little bit longer, I would have made $300 more. Like, bro, like, but at that point, it kind of starts feeling like stock trading, like you're chasing the top right before the crash. And I'm not trying to be there when it crashes, if it ever does, you know. You never know with this DDR5 RAM shortage thing. But now let's talk about the traded PCs. You get it? Stock trading, traded PCs. So they were both pretty dirty, but you guys know that's nothing out of the usual in this channel. Oh, look. There's even a little tornado of dust right there. But I see the vision the seller was going for this build. A little RGB there, a little RGB here, some nice components, and boom, you have a masterpiece of a gaming PC. The only catch is all it takes is one mistake and you might create the next atomic bomb. Yeah, the seller didn't create anything that crazy like gigabytes power supplies back in 2021, but I did notice something else. Alright, so I just got done taking little videos for you guys to see the computer, but after I turned it off, I noticed that the fan blades were off. You see, the way fans are facing inside a PC controls how air is moving in and out of a case. Usually, you like to have a little more air coming in than out, but here, all 6 of the fans are pulling air out, or in other words, exhausting air. And while this would tank temperatures in most cases, here it's probably alright because there's like a massive gap in the case where plenty of airflow can come in and out. Either way, we'll fix that later, but first let's clean it. And with some movie magic and a little bit of the elbow grease I mentioned earlier, we transformed this PC along with this piece of junk. But since I've been hating on it so much, let's give it a chance to see what this PC has to offer. Alright, so right behind me we have the PC I just cleaned, and it's a pretty cool one. It is old, but it's like kind of in the generation when they were implementing all the cool stuff. For example, this motherboard has like 8 RAM slots, and what's interesting is that this is an i7 5000 something, right? But it has DDR4, so this is probably one of the first generations that got that DDR4 upgrade from the past generation, right? The parts are pretty cool, you know. It's cool to take a look back at history and kind of see what they went through to slowly develop. Oh, and talking about the features, man, I keep yapping, but this motherboard literally has little switches on there. So for example, if you want to enable XMP, like right without even touching BIOS, you can do it on here. There's like so many little things that you're like, dang, like what happened to that innovative thing in new motherboards? Like people just stopped caring, I guess, and it made sense for them to stop using it, but it's like cool to see now when they went through the phase of trying it, you know? But let me turn it on and give you guys a closer look because I did take a bit of B-roll. Yeah, the fans do ramp up. And oh my goodness, I forgot to plug in the dang GPU. So that's probably why it's on red light, but anyways. And if you guys couldn't tell by now, I love older parts. In fact, I started myself with a Dell Inspiron, and it had like an i5 4460. And that CPU was terrible, but I still loved it. But because I've already rambled so much about this older PC and its features, I didn't know if I should leave this last one in there, but I'm like, screw it. You guys will see it. In the case, look at this feature right here, man. Look at this feature. You can literally put your... This is like a spot to put your headphones. Matter of fact, look at this. But as cool as the features were, it didn't change the fact that his computer was old and it needed a makeover for sure. So I needed to lay out the game plan for Project Odie. First, I needed to replace these black fans because not only did they not match the color of the front 3, but they weren't RGB. Next, I needed to downgrade the storage and RAM because they clearly are a priced commodity in this era. And finally, we need to do some reorganization with the cable management and fix the orientation of this liquid cooler because it currently looks like mom spaghetti. And with the game plan, it was time to execute. And after wrapping up Odie, I had to open up the tornado of dust. Okay, that name isn't fitting anymore, but I haven't thought of one just yet. We'll figure it out eventually, but let's go over the game plan. First, I want to replace the 9800X3D with a 9700X. You see, this black piece from an earlier episode had some ridiculously powerful and classy parts, with the exception of the 9700X. So I chose to swap these two CPUs, but before I went to repasting it, I had to fix the fan layout. Boom. From there, we installed the cooler, some thermal paste you wouldn't find on your toothbrush, reinstalled the RAM, and the RTX 5070 to create Project Neo. And after wrapping it up, I got a message from a buyer, but it wasn't for this build. It is December 12th on a Friday, and I literally woke up probably an hour or two ago. Somebody messaged me saying they were interested in this computer I had listed, and unfortunately, this is how my room looks right now. Yeah, it's a bit everywhere. It's a bit of a mess, I'm not gonna lie, but the guy wants to stop by in about an hour, so I'm gonna get everything prepared. And I don't even have the computer right here. As you can see, there is this white one right here. So I'm gonna go get it from my little desk or table, and then I'll start testing it now just in case I find an issue. I'll let him know as soon as possible. And then he just told me to have some Steam games ready, so that's what I plan to do. Alrighty. Alright, so here's the PC. It is very dusty. My parents are remodeling the house, so I had it covered in a plastic tarp. But yeah, it's still dusty, so I'm gonna get that cleaned and then get it ready for the guy. And so I gave the computer a complete wipe down for the dust, updated the BIOS to the latest version, and the drivers right before he got here. You could check those parts or whatever you want. Have you had a computer before?
Yeah, I had a 3070.
Yeah.
So like a Ryzen 9 5900X, and then I sold my computer.
Well, here, I told him the history of the computer and eventually tried to run the finals, but he quickly told me he trusted me. So I showed him how to take it apart, clean it if he ever needs to, and finally loaded it into his car with the payment in hand. But the selling didn't end there, and in a state of shock like a fish, I sold Oldie as well. Literally like the day it was listed. Alright, so it is the day after Christmas. You know, your boy is looking a bit more plump than usual, you know. That's what happens after Christmas. I got a message for this computer that I literally posted last night on Christmas. So yeah, I was a bit bored towards midnight. So I listed this one along with the other one I had ready to go. And yeah, it was a dad and his kid. He wanted to check it out today. They're gonna come by like in 15 minutes. And as you can see, I've been running the CPU test just to like triple check that it's running and all that. And yeah, it's a really cool build. I really like the way this turned out. And then for $300, like, bro, like this is pretty cool. And yeah, hopefully we get the sale. I mean, I say hopefully get the sale, but it almost always sells. Like the moment somebody's here at your house testing a computer out, unless there's something like wrong with your computer, they'll probably say yes. Did you guys check out any other computers?
I had messaged another person. Yeah. But they hadn't reached back out yet. So you were the only one that reached out. The first person that reached out back.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. I just posted it. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was because I kept looking through it. The one he was gonna get had a keyboard and a mouse included and everything. Yeah. It was like $380.
What do you guys need so far? Like the monitor?
Well, he needs everything still. He needs to get the monitor, screen, the monitor, the mouse and keyboard.
Oh, okay. I think I might have something.
Yeah? That'd be awesome.
I'll take a look. Is it updated? Hopefully it's not big like 23 hours, man. What the heck? I just test computers on here.
Dude, I want to test this computer. Oh shit, it's 3 in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes I dabble in a bit too much.
Yeah.
What are the colors these change to?
So these fans, these all are paired together. And you could change. I have to open the computer, so.
He'll show you. You should leave it like that. That's like the heart of the computer. Just say that.
Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like blue and red.
First PC of a lifetime.
Yeah. I had have you seen those office computers at your school's library?
Yeah.
I had those when I started, man. It was pretty cool though.
There's like a big keyboard with like a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
And then there's like a big screen.
That's
one that I have at my
now I want one.
You might just take this one off.
I'm gonna take that one. You're gonna have to find your own, buddy. Gives me an excuse to spend it on a PC for myself.
Wait, is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. I could turn it off if you want.
No. I'm gonna watch it later.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I basically talk about what I buy and sell, computers and stuff.
There you go, bro.
Yeah. So you'll be on there.
There you go. Now you can get his YouTube channel. You can check it out.
Yeah. If there's anything wrong, you can say like, this dude scammed me. You're right there. And shortly after this, I gave them a free mouse and keyboard. Nothing fancy, just enough to get the job done. And paired with that, I sold them a 165 hertz monitor for $50. And finally, the last sale, Neo. Alright, so somebody wants to stop by in like 30 minutes or so, and he wants to check out this PC, which I literally just listed like today. Like, it was that quick. And he kind of wanted this computer with the RGB fans in the bottom, and then I told him that it wouldn't come until 2 days, and so he was like, it's fine, I'll just put him on myself. And so yeah, he wants to come check out this one. But as always, my room is a bit of a mess. It's kind of everywhere right now, so I'll have to fix that before he comes. And after cleaning, I set up the PC and got it ready for him. I'll be like, I forgot to put the SSD in the video.
Yeah, nah, no worries.
I had so much time to, it's on me.
That one at Walmart is just
And I'm not gonna lie, I made a big mistake here because I literally forgot to put an extra terabyte of storage that I put in the listing before he got here. Thankfully, the guy was very patient and he let me install it while he was here. I was also able to help him troubleshoot his daughter's PC. You see, throughout the conversation, he kept saying that he gave his PC to his daughter, but it was having problems.
I was wondering if my daughter's computer, because I got the 4 sticks in there, if that's possibly causing it to crash.
It won't cause anything to crash, there will just be less performance. But you could try it.
Yeah.
And so towards the end, he asked if I could hop on a call with him. And then I was like, yeah, that's cool. And apparently after running OCCT, the CPU was running at extreme temperatures on the home page. So I ended up finding like a tube on my inventory of thermal paste, and I just gave it to him. Oh, and of course I sold the PC. Bro, look at this big bag of 20s. And that would wrap up today's video with a profit of $1,000, leaving us at $10,833. Till next time. Alright, so in episode 6 or a while back, I made a goal of trying to do a backflip. This is episode 8 of flipping PCs, and trust me, I'll hit that backflip before the end of the series. That is basically to go along with this theme of this series where I buy and sell computers, or flip computers. That now makes sense. Flipping computers and doing a backflip, right? Yeah, I've been slacking the last 2 episodes. I haven't posted an update, and I haven't forgotten about it. I just kind of a mix of being lazy and time. But I didn't want to go to the little bouncing park, but now I'm just gonna do it here. And been watching a couple tutorials. Basically, he said to lean back, hit the side of your palm. Hopefully I don't put my hand on anything sharp, but we should be good. We got one. My dog's staring at me like a lunatic, but I'm seeing little dots in my vision right now. Guess that's normal when you're going upside down. Okay, that's the way. Over there. Another guy on the YouTube video did a combination where he did 2 flips back to back. It was like, that was 2. If I'm being honest, if you just commit fully, to the backflip, you'll do it. Cause there's the worst case scenario, I know if I commit fully, I'll land on my knees. I won't hit my neck or anything. But I think the problem comes with if you don't commit fully to the thing, that's when you're gonna have problems doing a backflip. But yeah, let's get more practice in. Oh, fuck my headphones. It's scary, man. You got, I guess everything. Scary is scary. Remember, if I full commit, I know I'll do this. I'm getting terrified, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Rocky, no. No. Oh shit! Oh shit! I did it! I did it! Not perfect. Not perfect, but okay, I got the balls to do it now. I got the balls to do it. And again, I'm seeing little dots. Little dots, but we broke that barrier, so now we just gotta keep hammering. Up. All right, matter of fact, I'm confident next time I do it, I'm gonna get that backflip in. But for now, I'm gonna drag it on just a little longer, but yeah. Like, bro, I broke through the barrier of doing a backflip without getting momentum, so that's a massive win. Now it's just a matter of landing it. Yeah, I broke that barrier and we'll have to get that. Maybe some episodes soon. No.